back from the streets, now I'm coding all night. They look at me like a fool, it don't feel right. Boot camps try to shackle, but I broke every chain. Got my eyes on the prize, ain't no stopping my reign. Used to run blocks, now I'm running these scripts. Look at them sweat, while my hustle just grips. No room for cowards in this digital climb. I'm the king of this jungle, it's my coding time. King of the code, I wear the crown. Gonna run this game, run them all down. From the concrete to the tech throne, I'll dominate this world, gonna make it my own. Show them who's boss from zero to hero. Turn every line to gold, they ain't keeping it real though. I elevate the game while they stuck in a glitch. Watch me rise to the top, counting every pitch. Crack the code like I cracked the streets. From back alleys to Silicon Elite. You thought you knew, but you don't know yet. I'll bring the heat, ain't seen nothing yet. King of the code, I wear the crown. Gonna run this game, run them all down. From the concrete to the tech throne, I'll dominate this world, gonna make it my own. I wear the crown. Gonna run this game, run them all down. From the concrete to the tech throne, I'll dominate this world, gonna make it my own. Show them who's boss from zero to hero. Turn every line to gold, they ain't keeping it real though. I'll elevate the game while they stuck in a glitch. Watch me rise to the top, counting every pitch. Crack the code like I cracked the streets. From back alleys to Silicon Elite. You thought you knew, but you don't know yet. I'll bring the heat, ain't seen nothing yet. King of the code, I wear the crown. Gonna run this game, run them all down. From the concrete to the tech throne, I'll dominate this world, gonna make it my own. Rolling through the hood, see the train so bright. No more whining, no more fights. People winning and tech startups rise. Unity is power under the sky. No victim games, no more cries. Success stories in every eye. Hustle strong with dreams unfurled. Building bridges, changing the world. Turning the page on all that mess. Focus on progress, nothing less. Hands together we move as one. In the hood where the game is won. Coding the page on all that mess. Focus on progress, nothing less. Hands together we move as one. In the hood where the game is won. Coding magic in crowded rooms. Startups bloom like flowers in June. Innovation flows, people fly. Hard work pays under the sky. Lift your head up, take that ride. On this journey we take as our guide. From the streets to the stars we aim. Success our mission, it's not a game. Turning the page on all that mess. Focus on progress, nothing less. Hands together we move as one. In the hood where the game is won. Turning the page on all that mess. Focus on progress, nothing less. Hands together we move as one. In the hood where the game is won. Lift your head up, take that ride. On this journey we take as our guide. From the streets to the stars we aim. Success our mission, it's not a game. No victim games, no more prize. Success stories in every eye. Hustle strong with dreams unfold. Coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains, but trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing today? How are you all doing? I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are Engineer to Win. Today is Software Explorations DevOps. We're going to continue working on kind of twofold thing. We're going to last week when we were finishing off, we got the app to load. However, I was missing one variable that was still connected to localhost. So we are going to continue practicing this deployment to Google Cloud. I remember most of it now, so we're going to do that. And we are going to build the image again based on the changes that we made on Friday, or not on Friday, on Thursday, to the latest UI changes. And then we should be able to upload, we should be able to deploy that. And we should also be able to copy from our local database all the definitions into the Mongo database so that when we start our app, we should be able to load it and see it. And I'll drop the link in the chat to it after we get it deployed so that you guys can see if you can access it as well. And you're able to search it, all of that good stuff, right? So that is the plan for today. And then if that goes fairly quickly, then we're going to start looking into Kubernetes. We're going to install the software Minikube locally to see if we can get started with that. And then once we can do Kubernetes locally on our machine, then we will push it. We'll start trying it out on Google Cloud as well. All right. But we probably won't get to that part today, but we will figure it out. Today is Sunday, November 24th, 2024. How is everyone doing? Hopefully you are doing well. We are in for a great Sunday afternoon. A lot of code and stuff like that. You know how we do. You know how we do it over here. We don't miss. We don't miss. So let's start off with our agenda for today. You guys know how I like to always start the show thanking, you better thank a union member, thanking all of the subscribers on the show and all of that good stuff. So let's get to it. Let me see. Where's my agenda? Who stole my agenda? Let me see over here. Let's go there and here. Alrighty. So First and foremost, like I always like to do, I just want to say a big thank you and shout out and salute to all of the subscribers to the channel. Those who are new here, those who have been here for a while, those who are active in the chat and in the comments, and those who watch silently. Just want to say that I appreciate all of you.
I appreciate you.
And always a big salute to all of the tech savages, to the Patreon members, my tech barbarians who I work with on a one-on-one basis. I speak to them almost every day, helping them level up, whether we're doing resume reviews, whether we are doing job interview preparations, whether we're working on different technologies such as Playwright, Selenium, DevOps, Python, whatever it is. I have to give you guys such a big salute because you guys are working so hard every single day. You guys are the best.
We the best.
And of course, I want to say a big thank you as well to, and a salute to the YouTube members who help support the channel. You guys, I really appreciate you guys as well.
Let's get it.
And of course, I can never ever forget, shout out to the bag chasers out there.
Money.
We had an amazing night last night in the Bag Chasers Discord, talking about stocks, getting, it's the pregame show for the next stock club that's coming up with Anton Daniels. We are going to be continuing working on that so that we can be well informed and we understand what's going on. All right. So shout out to the Bag Chasers as well. All right. Next up, do me a big favor. If you haven't done so already, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content, as well as if you want to level up your skills, know how to use your calendar effectively, know how to get things done, know how to stop procrastinating. If you need to work with me one-on-one, maybe you are trying to transition to a different career, maybe you're trying to level up your coding skills, maybe you're trying to get into cybersecurity, all of that good stuff, then do it right now. Go to techcoachralph.dev. Sign up. You can sign up for free, see what we have in there. And then if you need to work with me one-on-one, you can upgrade and we can get after it. All right. That is techcoachralph.dev. Now, let's jump into our live show schedule. I'm going to go through it really quick so that you can be well informed about everything that we do on this channel, so that you don't have to ask me, hey, what is it that you do? I do everything tech. I dibble and dabble into it. All right. So our live show schedule, Mondays and Wednesdays morning, we start between 7:30 and 8 a.m. We have the morning show, the Coffee and Kata morning show, where we are reviewing some news articles. Some are going to be looking at the numbers to review. And then we have, working on our mobile development. Hopefully we get through that soon so we can transition to our next app that we're going to be working on. But that's Mondays and Wednesdays, Coffee and Kata. We start between 7:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. Then we have Sunday afternoons. Today, software explorations. We are working on DevOps. We've been working on deploying our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data, the tool that we use on our Saturday morning show, to Google Cloud Platform, using the Google Deploy, or the Google Cloud. We call it Google Cloud, where we can deploy images and then we can start containers on there. So we're working on that. And one thing we can probably do today as well is investigate the cost. How much would it cost to have this running all the time? Because on AWS for the quotes application, poopypants.app, it is costing a good pretty penny. And if Google Cloud is going to be a lot cheaper to run these images, then I would rather transition it over to Google Cloud. But I would have to compare Google Cloud against what is the other one called? AWS Elastic Container Services to see. So that's going to be something that we do as well. But that's what we do on Sundays. I'll probably start looking into the price on this stream today. Tuesday nights, we have our Q&A where you can call in, you can ask questions in the chat, and you can pretty much that. Yeah. And I also have questions as well, which tomorrow's Candid Conversation is going to announce some changes that I'm making. I can give you a preview right now. I will not be speaking to people one-on-one unless it is through Manek or it's through the Patreon. I will only be answering questions in public platforms now, because you'll find out tomorrow when we get to that, right? And then we have Thursday nights, software explorations. We're currently working on building out the Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. We did some great UI updates this past Thursday, which we used yesterday. So you definitely want to check that out as well. Tune in on Thursday. This Thursday is Thanksgiving. So I'm not sure what we are going to go live because we don't miss, right? But I have to figure out what time. If it's going to be, it definitely won't be the same time. Maybe it'll be early afternoon. Maybe it'll be something to watch while you're having Thanksgiving dinner. Who knows, right? But I will figure that out. We're not going to miss. We're not going to. Maybe we'll do it early in the morning. Maybe on Thursday we'll do it early in the morning. That's a possibility. When your car gets here, maybe I'll ask him what he thinks about that. But yeah, those are our live shows. Oh, by the way, wait. One more live show. Saturday mornings. Every Saturday, we don't miss. We have the Men Lie, Women Lie, Numbers Manipulate show. That is where we review the weekly economic data. We had a great show yesterday. A lot of things covered. We even dropped Mitch's beat, Catchy's Hands of Love, right in the middle of the show yesterday. We were jamming out. It was awesome. So you definitely want to tune in. And that show is co-hosted with Mitch and Yakar from the chat, always giving me such insightful detail and their opinions and their thoughts and the facts that I might not have. So it is a great set. It's a perfect day to start your Saturday. So join us every Saturdays as we review the weekly economic data. Now let's jump into our pre-recorded content. We have Monday's Candid Conversations. Tomorrow's Candid Conversation, I'm going to be sharing what I see out there, why people just aren't going to make it. 99% of people aren't going to make it, and how I'm adjusting to what I see. Like I mentioned, I'm pretty much going to only be answering questions for people that I am not connected to one-on-one, either through the Patreon or if somebody sends me on the neck. But it's going to be on the live streams, in the comments. If I'll even drop the link on any live stream that somebody wants to talk to me one-on-one. But it's going to be public from now on. So I'm going to be talking about that, some changes that we're going to be making. Wednesday, software explorations. This coming Wednesday, we're going to be exploring a field in cybersecurity because so many people say, I want to get into cybersecurity. I want to get into cybersecurity. But cybersecurity is not a job. It's a field. So we're going to be breaking down different roles in cybersecurity. And I'm probably going to make a Patreon video on how to find these roles in cybersecurity and how to because people don't do the necessary research. They might be watching a live stream and they ask a question in the chat, or they send a super chat and they're like, what I want to transition to tech. Everyone wants to transition into tech, right? And they say, what should I go into? And they tell them, oh, you should go into cybersecurity. And now it's like, okay, let me go look for a job called cybersecurity. There is not a job called cybersecurity. There's many roles in cybersecurity. So we're going to be breaking down one of those roles, the digital forensic analyst role. Really cool role. I recorded the presentation this morning. I think you'll like it. So definitely want to tune in on Wednesdays. And then Fridays, we have the Bug Bite where we review different industry related bugs. This coming Friday, we're going to be reviewing how the federal government, shout out to the federal government, how they're trying to make our lives miserable by breaking Google apart, by stealing the Chrome browser and giving it to a less qualified company to run it. And now we're going to have trashy browsers. We're going to have to go back to Internet Explorer 6.1 or Netscape Navigator. Bruh. So that is our pre-recorded content. By the way, we have shorts as well as clips from the Q&A show, and this coming week I'm going to be uploading the clips early in the morning, probably around 6 a.m. I'm going to be releasing them of the Saturday morning show where we spoke about different job indicators and stuff like that. So I'm going to be releasing those as well. So you definitely want to like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you know every time that we go live and drop new content. We're dropping a lot. This in 2025, I'm going to do my best to clip up every single show that we have, like for the working segments, if we have a discussion during the break, and make that available in smaller pieces because I know that it is hard for people to watch a full 2-hour show, but that's the purpose of clipping it up. All right. So looking forward to that. That is everything now we're going to go get started. We're going to get started with our show for today. Okay. Let's see where we are at. All right, cool. So the plan for today is, I'm going to start our first 20-minute timer, and I'm going to let you know our plans.
It's time to do.
So what we are going to be doing today, we're going to do pretty much the same thing that we did last week, where we are going to build the images again because we made some changes on the UI. We didn't make any changes on the API, right? We're going to build the Docker image for the UI. We're going to push it up to the cloud again, and we're going to start the API as well as the UI and have it connected to the database. And we're going to see it working. And once we see it working, then we're going to investigate. Oh no! Once we see it working, we're going to copy the from my local MongoDB into the online MongoDB, the hosted MongoDB, and so we should be able to see all the definitions that we see locally. We should be able to see it on the on the one we deploy to Google Cloud, right? And then once we're done with that, we'll investigate some of the cost. And if all of that works perfectly fine, then we will transition into setting up Minikube and figuring out how to, maybe we can start these containers locally using Minikube, using Kubernetes on our local machine, right? So the moral of the story is everything that we do, we use it as a learning opportunity. So us building this Urban Dictionary of Economic Data, we use it on Saturday mornings for our show. We use it to build two microservices, one for the API, one for the UI. We used it to be able to deploy to Google Cloud, which I've never used this part of Google Cloud before. So so we're learning Google Cloud, all of that stuff, and then now we're like, all right, cool. We're moving into Kubernetes. So shout out to that. But we can use the same images that we built for our dictionary to push it into Kubernetes, right? So a lot of things going on, a lot of moving pieces, but it's all controlled chaos because we know exactly what our plan is, but we're using everything to our advantage, right? So that's the idea. So with that being said, let's go over to, let me see, where are we gonna go to? We're gonna go to, let's do this. Let's take a quick look at our Trello board and let's see where we're at. So let me see. So all of these create login. All right, so we're not doing this yet. This one is, all right, so we are, let's see. We still have to update these. Let me see. All right, cool. So we pretty much did that already. I'm going to say, let's add this card, investigate cost of running in GCP. All right, and I'm gonna say that in the to-do list, and I want to, let's say for today, build the latest image of the UI and push it to GCP. Start the app on GCP. All right. So that is our plan for today. So after we do these two things, then we're going to investigate. Let me move these up real quick. All right. So let's go ahead and build the latest image. And right now, let me show you how the app looks right now. Right. Going to do one more change to it. So this is what we've worked on the other day. If you search for jobs, and this is running locally, and this is what we get. Right. So we have consumer confidence survey. We have this. So we want to get this in the cloud. What's up, Yakar? What's up, my guy, Yakar? We had a hell of a time last night in the Bag Chasers Discord, which transitioned to Google Meet, doing our Stock Club presentation, but it worked out really, really well, and we're going to build upon that. So shout out to my guy, Yakar. We are the tag team champs of YouTube. All right, so let's continue, and of Discord, all right. I'm telling you, Yakar is nifty with his Discord skills. So let's continue on with this. All right, so this is pretty much what we want to get. We want to get this latest part into the cloud. We saw how it was last week, and here's the funny thing is, I was watching a video from like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and the amount of improvement that we did in the past couple of weeks on the UI is incredible. It looked like your car. Looking at it yesterday on the video that was playing back, it was straight trizash. It was straight trizash. And now it is a work of art thanks to your car, thanks to Rod Brown, thanks to Mitch. So salute to all of you guys for helping me get the UI looking this well. All right, so we're gonna be doing this command right here. We're going to build the latest image, gcloud build, and then we're gonna say the region is US1 Central, and we're going to do the gcr.io, yada, 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 and go from there, okay? So with that being said, let's go to our other screen. And we are going to say, so this is our Docker file. We're gonna say gcloud submit, gcloud builds, submit, and we're gonna say region US Central, US Central 1. I think there's no space, no dash, US Central 1, and then dash tag, and this is gonna be gcr.io / urban dictionary economic data. Forgot the name that I gave it. Hold on, let me see. Let me see what the actual name is. What's the right name? Let me see. I don't know, I don't see it. I'm trying to see if I can find it over here. Let me see. Trying to see if I can find the one that we had did. 'Cause I don't remember the exact naming convention that we gave it. Is it? I thought it was US Central 1 that we uploaded it to. Maybe I'm in the wrong. gcloud builds. Let me see the repositories maybe. Don't remember. Anyways, whatever. It doesn't matter. We can always do it over again. So let's say urban dictionary economic data, and we say we slash urban dictionary economic data app. Let's go with that. And we'll do latest, and I think we do dot at the end. Let me see. Let's see what happens. I don't remember if we do a dot at the end or not, but let's see what happens. So it looks like it is doing its thing. I guess. All right, so it looks like that's fine. It's running the npm install. It's pretty much building the Docker image, which we've done that before. Nothing new here. Once that is done, we are going to be starting up the container in the cloud. While it's doing this, let's do a couple of extra things. I am going to open up Mongo on my local machine. Also, your car, I had a question for you. How was the ribeye? How did you like the ribeye? Your car told me he was making a ribeye yesterday, so I was just very, very curious because I feel like going to buy one after I get off the show. Although I do have Scrum Night coming up tonight with my Tech Barbarians. Let's see. All right, let me move. So while this is doing its thing over here, Let me move this in here. Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. And if we go to, which one is it? Maybe it's this one, possibly. Yeah, there we go. Your car said it was great. I told you you would love it. I'm telling you, between ribeye and picanha, I always go back and forth between which one is my favorite. So that's awesome. Happy to hear that. I'm happy you enjoyed it. All right, so it's doing its thing. Now, let me see if I can do another connection to, let me see. Let's go to my Mongo over here. And let me see, connect. I wonder if I'll be, because what I want to do, I want to copy all of the terms that I have in my local to the one that's online. You know what I mean? So if I go to connect, and I say here, and we go to here, and I'll give it a color of green, and I'll say advanced connection, authentication, and the password is all right. Let's see. Is there a way to test my connection? I don't know. I think that should be fine. Let me favorite this connection as well. Let's see, save and connect. Awesome, we're connected. Perfect. So this is done. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and start. Your car says he has a new favorite steak. That's what I'm talking about. Your car, you know what? I'm gonna send you my Instagram channel after we get done with the show, where I used to I have an Instagram page where I used to put all the different foods that I was making with sous vide and stuff like that. It was really fun. All right. So we have this done. Next up, we're going to deploy. Let's go to, real quick, we're gonna do Google run deploy, and then we're going to give it a name for the service, and then we're going to say the image that we're going to be deploying. And we have to pass in the environment variable for the no, we don't. We need to kick off we need to deploy the API with the environment variable for the database, and then we need to kick off and then we need to do the deployment for the front end, which is going to use the URL for the API, right? So about 5 minutes left for this working segment. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let me get a terminal up. Let me get a terminal up. Okie dokie. Let me bring this one over to the front of the congregation. And let's go over here. So we have, let me get all the way down here. Okay, so this is one that's current. All right, let's do another one. Okay. All right, so we want to do a gcloud run. What annoys me is I have trouble finding this inside of Google Cloud, which annoys me. but we're going to say UDEC API. That's going to be the name of the API. And we're going to say image equals U, or not US, it's going to be gcr.io slash urban dictionary economic data slash, I think it's urban dictionary economic data latest. And then we need to pass in, all right, what is the thing to pass in the environment variables in, sorry, set environment variables equals, and that should be the URL of the database. All right, let's see here. Although I can always change the password, I am going to not show the password while I put it in, because it's going to be a nightmare if I have to change it while I'm on the stream or right after the stream, if I even remember. So let's go with this. All right. Anything else that we needed for the front end? I don't think so. So let's give it a try. Well, that failed miserably. Let me see what they said the cause is. Bad. Oh, okay, I know why. Because I didn't use quotation marks when I was passing in the database URL. So let's put that. Let's try running that again. What? Still? Bad syntax for dictionary argument. Okay. What is it supposed to be? Let's take a look over here. It is supposed to be set env vars equals. Okay. I see what I did. I didn't put the what. Okay, I didn't put what the Fair enough. What is the? All right, so I need to get what the variable is. Go to window. It is database connection. And then let's do that again. And we're gonna do US East 1, so I can show this again. And enter. And we can go continue with that. Cool, now it's doing the deployment. Let me see what we have here. So it's working on the deployment, so we're good on that end. Once we get that URL for the API, then we can pass it in for the backend. So we have our UI built, but we're waiting for the API to be up and running so that we can pass the API address to that. All right, but we were able to get there a lot faster today. So shout out to us. Let's see. All right, so while that's happening, let me pull up our Mongo again. And let me go to, why is this as test? That's weird that that's under test, but it's probably some, I don't know why that's under test. But whatever, we'll figure that out. Let's see.
Lunch break.
All right, so this is deploying. Where did it go? So this is deploying. And we might as well go to break, but I'm gonna copy all of these. somehow. I'm gonna copy all of these somehow, or we might do maybe export full collection, and then we will see if there's an import full connection in here. Import data. Cool. So we'll do export collection, then we'll do import data once we get back from break. Okay. That is the plan. We'll let the API get started. In the meantime, we'll go from there. Okay. So it is break time. It is break time. I'm gonna just I don't have any specific topics. I'm just gonna start our 5-minute timer and check the chat, have a convo, and something that was on my mind. I think Mitch would love this topic. I'm not sure if he's around, if he's watching in the shadows, but let's do let me check the chat and I'll put 5 minutes and then we'll get back to work. So your car is here. He says, Mr. Technique is in the building. Shout out to Mr. Technique. And let's see, your car says the changes to the UI are like day and night. You know what? I'm gonna pull it up actually, just so we can compare the two. It is crazy how it's changed. Let me go to my page. And if we go to I don't even know which one. All right, let me go to live. And we go to that was Sunday. Let's take a look at, take a look at this one. Nope, that one, we already started making the changes on that one. Start our 5-minute timer as well. Actually, no. Let's go to, oh, I know what I forgot to do as well. Shoot. Well, we'll have to do that over because that's why it's having trouble starting. We forgot to pass the port that we wanted it to start on, but no biggie. Let's go to, let me see this one. Oh, I can't find it. I can't find it. Let me see. Oh, I know what I can do. I can use this. Let's go to, we can use our Saturday morning show to find it. Here at the top. All right, so this is how it was looking. This is how it was looking before. We had this right here, and even before that, it was ugly, right? But even here, look at that. Now, when we compare it to looking at this little bad boy right here, this looks amazing. I must say. So shout out to your car, Mitch Rod Brown, who helped with that. Let me start our 5-minute timer. Okay, so Hikar says that the ribeye was great. He has a new favorite steak. We got Maddox in the building. What's up, Maddox? How are you doing, Maddox? Did you get your code, your URL to sign up for the 2 months that you won? I sent you the link. Hopefully you were able to get it, and hopefully you're in there taking a look around. Salute to you as well. We got Mitch in the building. Take off the blazer, loosen up the tie. Superman is alive. So, as I was getting ready for the show, right, I was wondering because the video that I'm doing for Wednesday's presentation is about the what do you call it? Digital forensic analyst. It's a field in cybersecurity where you're looking where you're trying to get evidence and data from mobile devices and laptops, scanning through emails and stuff like that. And it hit me. I'm like, your car. How many times do you see people say, I want to transition to tech, I want to do cybersecurity, and they stop at that. And it's like people think that cybersecurity is the actual job, where it's just an industry where there's many different jobs. There's GRC, there's SOC, all this different stuff, right? And they just end up like getting like, I don't know, stopping there. And I was wondering, like, why are people able to always find what's going on? Like, people memorize. They have a photogenic memory on what happens in sports. They know all the stats for LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, Steph Curry. They know the latest music that's out, Kendrick Lamar, the beefs that they're having, all this type of stuff, right? All this type of stuff. And then when it comes time to doing just a little bit of research on something that's going to actually benefit and improve their lives, they have no idea how to so they can find all the latest gossip and trends and stuff that's happening, who's getting flued out where, all that type of stuff. But then when it comes to improving your life, it's like, your car, can you tell me how to get into cybersecurity? Well, you were able to find the latest album that was out, and you were able to listen to it 10 times and do a deep dive on it and say why it was good and why it was bad and blah, 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 blah. Or you're able to see, like you were able to watch every single football game on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, soon to be Saturdays. But for you to know how to get into software engineering, you don't know how. Like, what sense does that make? Like, why are we so good? Why are we so perfect at finding the things that don't really help us or benefit us or move our lives in any one which direction? But we are so bad at finding the things that is actually going to help us to level up. I don't know. That's my thoughts. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Maddox says, salute, Mitch. Thank you again for the gift. We'll join the Patreon soon. You got the link. Just click on it and go ahead and sign up. You have 2 months of free access, and I'm going to be putting some amazing information in there this week. It says we need to add big block letters that spell terms with no spaces in between a transparency. We need to add a big block letters that spell terms with no space in between a transparency. I might have said something that I forgot, and I'm not sure what you're referring to, your car. So please help a brother out. What are you referring to every week? Says that's another name for data analyst engineer. But for crime, focusing on details in the crime / video, etc. Yeah, what I was reading about it as well is that they pretty much retrieve data. They need the preservation of evidence and stuff like that. Pretty much like what the CSI, the crime scene investigators, do, but for digital stuff.
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on, back to work, back to work, back to work.
It says, I used to think cybersecurity was a job, though. Everybody does. It says, it's boring. That's why it doesn't entertain them. Why you got to say the quiet part out loud, Mitchell? Why you got to say the quiet part out loud? It says, you're right. College is Saturday. And NFL is, yeah, exactly. I'm saying soon NFL is going to be on Saturdays too, but yep, you're right. College is on Saturdays. So you have Saturday, Sunday, Monday night, and then Thursday. So you have 3 nights of 2 nights of football, two full days of football, right? And then you have basketball pretty much every single day. And then they said, hey, your car, hey, Mitch, I want to get into data. Hey, your car, I want to get into cybersecurity. And you're like, but the latest song that comes out, they know every single lyric after listening to it for the first time. Your card says priority for entertainment. So no matter how bad real life is, they have an escape. Why don't you just escape how bad real life is by fixing the real life and not living through some people who can say words really cool together, but you get absolutely, I don't know. Don't at me. Don't at me, all right? It says I'll take boring over being broke. It says it's not a bad job, but you got to work for the cops, state, federal. Also, you can work for you can also work with them as well, like cuz a lot of these places, they are outsourced. Like if you remember, which I mentioned it in the video, but if you remember that company that was able to triangulate the cell phone information for Fonnie Willis and Nathan Wade when they were getting it on at 3:00 in the morning, so I'm just saying, like it was a third party company that the state contracts with, and defense companies contract with, and or defense attorneys contract with. So, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And while if you're working for the state or a company, like you might like whatever the salary is to get in, as you learn this type of stuff and you learn the tools that you need, you can easily go into consulting as well. So it's definitely an option. Let's see. Monkey clothes ain't cheap. Shout out to your car's monkey clothes. It says I might be. Oh God! See, I told you every show he does this vicariously. Yep, living through them. This guy loves the ATL. Now I gotta go take a shower after the show.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
All right, let's get back to work. Let's put up another 20 minutes.
Let's go!
All right, so let's get to all right, so I know what I messed up over here. We're gonna fix that real quick. Let me go over here just so the password is not, so we're gonna do port, and we did all right, so we're gonna do port equals 3000 US East. What did I do last time? Was it US? I always forget what it was. US East 1. All right, cool. So we forgot to pass in the port last time, so we have to deploy it again, but hopefully it goes a lot faster this time. And while we are talking about a lot faster, that was very fast. So because we didn't put the port, it took forever. Now that we do have the port, it was really, really quick. So we're gonna take this right here, and we're gonna go to this one, and we're gonna say same command, G cloud run deploy. And we're going to say, let me pull it up here just to make sure I remember what it is. And we're going to call it UDECFE. And we're going to say, image equals grc.io or gcr.io / urban dictionary. Should have made this a lot shorter. Economic data / what did we name it? Let me see. We called it just app. Okay, cool. So let's go to Urban Dictionary Economic Data - app latest. Port equals 4000. And then we do set env vars equals React app. What is it? React app UDEC API URL. Equals, and then we get it from, we get it from this one. And I don't even think we need to put a port on there because it's going to route it to that port. So boom. So we have our port, we have our environment variable. Looks like that's everything. Let's give it a run. We're going to do US East 1 again. Let's go with that. And it failed, not ready to serve traffic, image not found, really. Let's see, what did we do here? GCR. Let me just copy that, I guess. That's weird. I just copy and paste it. I don't know why they didn't found it. It's better to keep your things short and abbreviated because it can end up not finding it. So let's run that, see what it gets. US East 1. Let's see what happens. While that's happening, I'm going to go and export this data. And we can do that via JSON, export to, I guess that's good enough. Oh, wait, there's something. Oh, I already have one over there. Let me do, probably fine, but let's do that. And now let's go over to this one and we could do, how do we, is there a way to, let's try to import data. Take that and let's import. Dope. That is dope. And the front end is done as well. The front end is done as well. So let's see if this is actually going to work. Moment of truth, y'all. Moment of truth. Let's see what's going on with this. Remember, it took us like 2 segments, like 2 full segments last week to get this. And now this week, we were rocking and rolling. We ran into one little issue because we forgot the port on the API, but we're rocking and rolling right now. So let's see if this is actually going to work. All right. Let me go to here. And we're going to go to here. We're going to do a drum roll, please. And we have, you don't have, what? You don't, your client doesn't have permission? Why not? What are you talking about? To get the URL. What in the world does that mean? So it's up, but it doesn't have permission to get the URL from the server. Why not? That is weird. I'm a bit surprised by that. Because last week we were able to. Let's see what that says. Google Cloud Run. And you're right, your card. Let me throw that out there. That's so weird. Let's try something real quick. Let me see. That is weird. 403 forbidden. Because that's on the front end. All right, so let's do G Cloud run help. And if we do G Cloud run services, and let's say a list, and we have the API and the UI. Let me see if the API is working. So if we go to, I wonder if it's the port maybe? Let's go to over here. If I change this to here and I send, getting a client, your client, so the API does not have permission to get the URL from the server. Why is that? So let's do this. Let's stop. I'm gonna stop the see if I can do. If I can do that again. For some reason, it's not connecting. Let me see. We have our database connection. Is it that authentication thing? Let me see. US. I'm on the other screen, trying to deploy again to see what happens. This is deployed and serving traffic. Let me see something. That's so weird. So both are. All right, I'm gonna go and stop them. Let's do. Let's do delete, right? We're gonna do. That's so weird. Delete UDEC-API. That threw us for a curveball. US East 1. Yes. It's always something, right? It's always something. Let's see what we got going on. All right, so that's deleted. So let me start it again. So if I go back here now and I refresh this, this should be gone. Where's my mouse? All right, this should be gone. All right, so the page is not found. I am going to build the deploy the API again. We have our image, latest, set the environment variable on port 3000. Let me set the region as well. US East 1. Kick it off. Allow unauthentic. Oh, I know why. Freaking A. By default, when it says allow unauthenticated invocations to it, the default is no. I didn't change it to yes because I was thinking about it backwards. So that's what it is. You'll see it when I do it on the front end. You're gonna see it as well. But okay, that makes a lot of sense now. It makes a lot of sense. I thought I was going crazy for a second there. Okay, so now if I take the URL for the API and we go over here and we drop it like it's hot in here, we should get a list of all that we just added, we just imported. 404, oh, we're doing patch, that's why. We're gonna do get. And we have everything in there, right? Nice, 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 nice. All right, so now I am gonna go over to here and we're gonna say, we are gonna do, let's do the list again. We're gonna say delete the front end. And we're gonna say delete the front end. US East 1. Yes. And now we're going to deploy the front end again. And I'm just going to pass in the region right away equals US East 1. So we don't have to answer that question again. And now, see this allow unauthenticated invocations to UDC -FE. So before I just press enter, which the capital N means it's defaulting to no, I have to say yes, that I do want to allow the unauthenticated invocations. And now it's going to kick it off, spin it up. Perfect, perfect. So let's take that. Now we're gonna try that again. We're gonna go over here. And we're gonna do a drum roll again. Drop it like it's hot in there. Let's see what we get. Uh-oh, it's taking too long. I'm feeling nervous. I am feeling nervous. Let's see what happens. It should work. I have everything in there. Maybe it's taking some time to route it. I don't know. I don't like that it's taking so long. We have everything. No, it's not looking good to me. Normally I should like spin. Oh, nope, I was wrong. I don't know why I take. Maybe it's still getting started, but we're here. We are here. We are in the building. So now, you know what? It's still gonna mess up because I didn't do the update that I was supposed to do in the code, but we can do that, right? So let's say if I do jobs, if we go here, wait a second. Is it pulling from the right spot? Let me see. I don't know if it's pulling from, let me see something. Because last time, oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. I'm not sure because I had already updated it, the database. So something, let me see something. Let's go to, because it might be pulling from localhost, which we don't want that to happen. Let's do jobs. And search results are going to, oh no, it's going to the right spot. if I click on this one, okay, it's going to the right spot. There was in the code, I don't know if I fixed it, but I will show you. When we were updating, I might have fixed it because I wanted to show it to you where we're having the issue, but I might have just fixed it at the time. So in the code, we had 3 spots that had, let me see if I can do local host. Let's see if we can find it in here. So we have, so here, right here, there's an issue here. Oh no. So I guess I did fix it. I did fix it. All right, cool. So looks like we're good to go. It looks like we are good to go. So there, I did fix it. So now, but I had in one of the spots, I didn't update the environment variable, and that was causing an issue. But now we are good to go. Shout out to us.
We the best.
What's good, wealth building journey? What's good? What's happening? But yeah, this is pretty much what it is. We have that in the nick of time. We have this running. I'm gonna drop the link to it in the chat so that anyone here they can see that it is running. It's not just running on my computer. It is running on Google, and anybody can have access to it for now because I'm gonna shut it down after the show. And boom. Right, let me send it off to Twitch as well, in case anybody's watching over there. But we did it. Alrighty then. So with that being said, we're about to go to break. So then once we come back from break, we're gonna do some investigation on the cost of running containers on Google Cloud, because if it is a lot cheaper than running Elastic Beanstalk, if it's a lot cheaper than running Elastic Beanstalk, then I will migrate the quotes application as well as have this running here. So on our Saturday morning shows, we can just have anybody can access it to search along with us as we use it. But it just depends on the cost, because I'm not going to be paying an arm and a leg to run these cloud things. All right, so let's go to break. We are good to go. All right, let's see what we're at. All right, let me check the chat, and then we will. The Twitch is the same thing. It is Tech Coach Ralph. You search Tech Coach Ralph. I'll even drop the link in the chat as well, in case anybody is on Twitch and they want to follow me on Twitch. I will drop that as well. Would be nice to grow the Twitch following as well. You know, we want to be able to reach everybody. So yeah, I'm gonna start at 5 minutes, because maybe we can even get a 4th segment in here. Because I don't have any real topics to talk about today. I just wanted to get to work, and I really do want to start on Kubernetes. So we shall see. All right, we shall see. Let's see. Let's get to our 5 minutes. And your car says I'm referring to the UI, creating a background. And you had said before about something with the term. Let me see. Because you had said we need to add big block letters that spell terms with no spaces in between a transparency. I figured you were talking about the UI. I'm still not visualizing what you mean. So maybe you can give me an example later, but I'm not visualizing it. Your car said to take broke over boring. We read that. Monkey clothes ain't cheap. We read that. Vicariously. All right, we got my guy, the Wealth Building Journey, in the building. What's up, the Wealth Building Journey? Great job presenting yesterday. We are going to have some ideas to share with you as well on how we can continuously improve on the things that we do. So I'll reach out to you afterwards. The Wealth Building Journey is busy, Mitch. He is busy, crunching those numbers. Mitch asked, as a QA, you don't have a lot of free time. So I'll break it down like this, right? At the start of a new sprint, there is there is like time that you have because the developers are developing and stuff like that. But that's like within the project, within the team that you're working on. But you also have other stuff outside of the team that you can be developing. You can be writing automation. You can be exploring different frameworks and stuff like that. So I think that, and some people in QA, they end up being on 2 teams, but it's really about not only relying on the work that you are doing within a sprint, but also finding like how to improve QA, what kind of tools that you can use, and what type of tools that you can use, just what kind of reporting you can do, what kind of data you can come up with, what kind of metrics, checking like the priority of whatever defects and tech debt that you have in the backlog. So there's many things that you can do. Now, the reason that people might say they have a lot of times where they can get 3 or 4 jobs is because they might suck at their primary job. It's because, they're just there to click a button, follow step-by-step instructions. And that's why they end up getting outsourced, because they act like robots. So there is so many things that you can do to, like, I'm telling you, I do a bunch of, like, I was using Terraform, I was doing DevOps type stuff for QA for my team, so that we can have a better, so our tests can run faster, looking for different opportunities, stuff like that. Like I said the other day, like I was on the committee that was planning our internal conference. So I think everyone everyone can be busy. And find a way to not have a lot of time, but some people they're just there to go with the flow, go with the motion, and that's why they end up believing that they have a lot of time. Well, Building Journey says tons, ultra busy, tons of projects going on. Read permissions, something like that. It was when it asked if I wanted to allow unauthenticated invocations, I just blindly pressed enter, which was defaulted to no, so which I showed you. Make sure the IP address is accurate. Yeah. Try a different URL, and if it doesn't connect, you know where. Yep. Let's see. Understood. Make that money while you can. You know what, Mitch? The wealth building journey, it's a journey. All right. So he is able to make that money to eternity. Wealth building journey says, there we go. Yep. I saw it, figured it out. It's easy to understand. Let's see. You need to start playing games if you are on Twitch. Mitch, me doing these streams, that's my gaming. Doing these streams and learning this technology and seeing and working with you guys, seeing this like this thing that came from nothing. Like, I'm telling you, this dictionary app, it was a Google Doc. It was a Google Doc like a month and a half ago, and now look at us now. Look at us now. Same thing with like the time cost calculator. It was what happened to my back to work? Did I press? I must have pressed the wrong one. I didn't hear my back to work. But yeah, like it was just a formula that I heard Anton talk about one day, and now it's a mobile app in both app stores. You know how we do. You know how we do it here. It says, let me see. And we got Maddox on the Twitch side in the building. Which is, I only asked because the internet is saying you can do 2 to 4 jobs at a time. So you can do one job really, really well and grow in your career and move up. Or you can do 2 to 4 jobs very poorly, and you might make a lot of money in the next year or so. Well, not anymore. During the pandemic, sure, but now you probably can't even get one job, right? But you can do 2 to 4 at the same time, very, very poorly, and then you phase out and you burn out in about 2 to 3 years, and then you start some fake boot camp and stuff like that, and you take people's money. So those are your options, right? Let's see. It says I'm updating the living daylights out of the presentation. I forgot to create Copilot like the fourth grader. I'll send the updated version to you and your car once that sounds good. Sounds good. But we're gonna I have a really cool idea on making it more like a fireside chat where we are narrating our way through it instead of just speaking to the people. We're going to be speaking with the people, right? It says it was just numbers. It was right. It says some people only need it for a year or two, and then they move on, and then in about 6 years they burnt it all, and they're calling my friend Mitch because he is for the people. Mitch, that's your new name, Mitch. For the people, Mitch, and they're saying,
I'm in a bind, Nate.
but instead of saying Nate, they're saying, I'm in a bind, Mitch. And Mitch, can you be our Superman? Can you be our hero and save us from that bind? Because I fumbled the bag.
Bruh.
I'm telling you, as fast as you get the money, as fast as you can lose it. So taking the time to actually learn and build a skill that some person overseas working in some, tech sweatshop can't take from you is the key. All right. So that's why I do all this type of stuff here. That's why I do all of this stuff over here so that you can see what's available to you. You caught that? You caught that? The fake boot camp. And Ralph, for the people, you know what, Mitch, after you see the Candy conversation tomorrow, you might have a change of heart on that. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, right? And it says by that time, I will be away from the people far, far, far away. It says people are crazy. If you're gonna do it right. Get the money, then drop one. Hear that? I hear that. But I mean, sometimes they end up getting dropped because they can't even do one right. All right. Anyways, I digress. Let's continue on with this. So I'm going to throw up another 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
All right, so we have this up and running. Really, really cool. I'm very happy about this. Let's go ahead and while we're here, so we have this done. And I want to let's do this in the online, where do I have that? We have CPI and PPI. Let's go and let me do if I can do a checklist. So let's say do it on the local, which I'll do that later, but do it on hosted API/database. All right, so we are going to say, what happened to my checklist? All right, so we're going to say, we're going to use the API. We're going to find the CPI. And we need to add www to this, okay? So I'm just going to grab this real quick. Because right now, if we go to here and we type in CPI, and we go here and we go here, we're going to get this, right? So I just want to fix that real quick. I'm just going to go to the API. I'm going to say a patch command. And I'm going to go here. And I don't remember the URL. So let me just copy this right here. And we're going to go to patch. And we're going to say that. We're going to get CPI. We're going to copy that. And we're going to go to put or patch. And we're going to say like that. We're going to add www. And we're going to say send. Awesome. It was accepted. But I don't see it over there. So if we go back over here and we say CPI here, what? Why didn't it take? Is it still going to our local? It said it was accepted. URL to report. Let me do a get on that one. Huh. I don't think it doesn't look it updated. Patch URL to report. That's strange. Anyways, whatever. We're not going to waste time on that. We'll figure that out on Thursday. We'll work on that on Thursday. All right. So next up, let's do a little bit of research investigation on Google Cloud Run costs. Let's see pricing. So if we say only pay for what you use with Google Cloud, pay as you go pricing structure, you only pay for services you use, no upfront fees. Okay, that's fine, but I want to know about the Google Cloud Run. Detailed price list. So we are using Cloud. Let me see what. Like this is, I'm happy that it's running, but they make it so complicated to figure out. Like to navigate around this thing, right? So let's see Google Cloud Run pricing. All right, there we go. Google Cloud Run pricing charges you for any resource you use, rounded to the nearest 100th millisecond. So services with CPU always allocated. Okay. 20, okay. Let's see. Services. I don't know. What is CUD? All right, so let's do a cost. I gotta change this thing to Google. Let's say we do cost to run Google Cloud Run for 24 hours for a whole month, for entire month. The cost to run Google Cloud Run depends on the number of invocations per month. The Cloud Run depends. All right, so we have that. Cloud build pricing varies by machine and type of number of virtual CPUs. I don't see a clear pricing on this. How to calculate monthly of individual Cloud Run service. Because pricing is really, really important. Let me see, Cloud Run deploy. Because I think AWS is going to be creating containers to run them. So if we go to Cloud Run jobs, services. I don't. Can delete this. So all right, so let's say Google Cloud run service. The cost of running, all right, so that's the same thing though. So one LinkedIn user reported an estimated cost of 63,000 or $63.32 per month for 700 requests. So maybe what I'll do is maybe I'll just leave it running for the week and see what happens. I'm just curious on the cost. And I don't really see a good way to, does Google, does GCP have a cost estimator? Good. All right, so let's try the pricing calculator. I think we have time for, maybe we have time for to get started with Kubernetes as well after we're done with this. Let's see. All right, so let's say add to estimate. We will do cloud run functions. Let's say cloud run service. Let's say cloud run. So cloud run, and we are running it from US East 1. Oh, low. All right, low. I thought it was like low. So cloud run service amount of number of requests per month. Pretty sure we're not even gonna get 10 million. Execution time. All right, committed use. Let me see. Oh, if we committed for a year. How much would be 3 years? So let's add to this the cloud run, cloud build. Is it cloud build? So let's go with that. And so if we were to leave it up, this would, oh my God. What if I do US East 1? Same price. Are you telling me if I am running the app on Google, it can cost about $5? I'm paying a lot on AWS. I am paying a lot on AWS, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to come anywhere near. All right, let me see what the settings are for this. All right, so we have. Let me go into here. So it might be like $8 one for each, and so. How do I know what the configuration is for this? I don't even know what the configuration is. Not even sure. And then we would need, so if we were to do that, then we'd need to set up we'd need to get a domain for this. And I think for now it's fine with this, but we need to get a domain and point it to it. But, I don't see, I don't know what the configuration is. A service exposes a unique endpoint and automatically scales the underlying infrastructure. Oh, okay, so it's going to scale based on what the request is. So if we were to CPU allocated only during request processing. I like that. So if this was this, then it would be $49. But if CPU is allocated only during request processing, so if not a lot of requests are coming in, so number of requests per month, 10 million. So if you do this, total instance usage time, that would be a whole month. But if we do here, and even if we were to do that, that's still kind of cheaper than AWS, to be honest with you. But we do here. I'm gonna leave it for a week to see what the costs are. That's not bad. And if there's any cheaper, it's all the same. Northern Virginia, yep, all the same. But that's not bad. Let's see if we were to say, I don't know the name of their domain routing. Cloud DNS, reliable, resistant DNS. Everything you need to register, manage, serve your domains. $5. Routing policies. I gotta. Well, all right. So let's do Google equivalent. So GCP equivalent to Route 53. So that would be Cloud DNS. Okay. Okay, so looking into that. Now let's say we did a AWS price calculator. If we were to do, because the equivalent would be, let's say yes, each one, and we said, at Elastic container, let's say AWS Fargate, and we were to say, come on, cloud container. All right, so you can't even estimate Fargate for some weird reason. But that's what we would be using. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. The register, this one doesn't cost anything, but if we were able to start our container, so Fargate is a serverless compute engine for containers that work with both Elastic Container Service and Kubernetes. However, with AWS Fargate, there's no upfront payments. You only pay for the resource they use. Pricing is based on requested vCPU, memory, and storage. Huh. Maybe. Maybe we do a comparison. Maybe that'll be a good project. We do a comparison for like a month, how much it costs in Google Cloud to run in the application versus how much it costs in AWS. But I will say this though, it was when we were trying to start up the containers in AWS, we ran into a bunch of issues, but it wasn't as bad in Google Cloud Platform. So that's pretty interesting. But comparing to, it might cost, let me get rid of this one. To leave it up for a month, it might cost us $4.15. That's not bad at all. But if we do leave it up, we'll eventually have to. So I probably won't leave it up for this week. Maybe on Thursday I'll add some security to the API because we don't want anybody to just go in there and flood our API with nonsense. Maybe leave certain stuff open. I don't know. I have to figure out how we're gonna pass the parameters for that. But yeah, I think we're making a lot of progress. Let me see how much time we have. About 20 minutes left. Here's what we'll do. Right, we'll go to break, and then until the show is over, we will at least get Minikube installed locally, and then next week we'll just run right into starting with Kubernetes. Maybe next week maybe if we're ready next week based on what we do on Thursday, maybe we'll actually deploy this. Maybe we'll actually deploy this to Google Cloud Platform, so we can have it running for about a month and see and check the costs, so that we're making sure that we are not spending unnecessary money. And then maybe we also deploy the quotes application to Google as well, because I know it's about like $60 to run it on AWS, but maybe we can save a lot of money doing that. All right, so we shall see. All right, well, while we wait, let me go to before we get to break, let me me see. Let's open another one. But we did some great work. We did some great work the past couple of weeks, and I'm happy that we took this detour. We got to learn about Google Cloud, and now once we get Minikube working locally, we will use the Kubernetes on Google Cloud as well to run this app using Kubernetes. So that's going to be really, really cool. For the time being, let's go to here, and we're going to say brew install Minikube. Let's see if that works. Oh, my computer's so loud. All right, so updating homebrew. Let's see what's going on. All right, so it's installing Minikube. Minikube is what we're going to be using to run our Kubernetes clusters locally. And did it work? Brew. Cool, we got Minikube installed.
Lunch break.
Cool. So let's go to break, and if we have any more time left, we'll explore Minikube and see what the hell is going on with that. All right. Let's go to full screen. So we did a lot of great work today. I am very, very proud of us. Let me see what is in the chat. And I am gonna go, after I'm done with the show, I'm gonna go run and get some ribeyes like your car did yesterday. And I'm gonna smoke the ribeyes. I'm gonna throw it on the pellet grill, and I'm gonna smoke the ribeyes. So once I'm done with my Scrum Night with my Tech Barbarians, I am going to enjoy me a beautiful, beautiful smoked ribeye. All right, let's see what we've got in the chat. Let's see. So your car says leave it running, set a request limit. Yeah, I could do that. I'm not gonna leave it running today because I do want to put some protection in the. I want to put the what do you call it? The authorization in the API, so that people can't just get to it willy nilly. You know, I'll leave the get endpoint open, but I'm gonna protect the put, the patch, and the post, right? I'm gonna and the delete. I'm gonna protect the delete. I'm gonna protect those four. I'm gonna leave the search and the get as public endpoints that people can access. But I'm gonna restrict access to the database. I need to find a way to. We might have to do that next week. I don't know. We'll figure that out. And it says, why is it okay for a CEO to have multiple jobs, be on different boards? It's a job, but if someone else does it, it's a problem. I'm for the people right now. I leave this for Tuesday. we can definitely talk about that on Tuesday. But I think what you have to understand, though, as part of the CEO, while the CEO is an advocate, the CEO could be on different boards and stuff like that, but the CEO is also advocating for the interest of that company. So by them being on those different boards, they are representing the different companies that they might be a part of, especially the company that they're mainly a CEO for. So it's kind of like they're lobbying as when they're part of different boards, because like, okay, how is this going to hurt or help the company that I'm CEO of? Because I think either way, regardless of the boards that they're on, them being the CEO, their number one priority is going to be their company that they're running and not some other body's company. And yeah, so that's what I think about that. We can talk about that more. It says you could have Netflix running. You could have Netflix running right. Let's see. It's hard to calculate cloud costs. Has so many different factors for FinOps. I'm telling you, we just got an official FinOps team at my company, and they are always like looking at the different costs and trying to save us some money. Did I tell you the other day? My team, like we reduced our, like we came in way under budget in what they anticipate that we're gonna cost, and we saved a lot of money. Says most companies don't even know where to start. That is true. That is true. It says traffic is hard to predict, especially during periods of growth. Then when you start adding Lambda functions, oh yeah, Lambdas can be very, very costly. But one thing that, like, one big project that we worked on was we had a lot of S3 storage of files that we didn't, like, we needed at the time, but we're able to use Lambda to render stuff on the fly, and that ended up saving us a lot of storage costs. So you gotta weigh, like, when you're talking about cloud costs, there's different factors. Like, so Lambda might be a new charge, but if you're using it for a way that's going to cut costs, that's going to cut more costs somewhere else, that might be a good idea, you know. Wow. Whoa. It says, I know Einstein. Do you mean like you know Einstein, or you're saying it sarcastically like, I know Einstein?
Oh, wow, Mr. Sarcasm, yeah. I don't care.
That was rough. That was rough. This bitch, I'm black. You're right, Samuel L. Jackson. Call me, I'm Hotep. Oh my gosh. It says it's snakes on a plane. Mother. It says I usually work through my lunch and leave an hour earlier. And it says I'm gonna go get some Penn vodka. Mitch, you do not drink. What are you talking about? You don't drink, Mitch. Come on. Don't start drinking because your car is stressing you out, all right? I'm just kidding. I know what Penn vodka is. It's vodka sauce, the flavoring. I'm just kidding. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. It says, I grilled mine, then covered in foil. They were falling apart with all that beef tallow between the muscles. Amazing. Well, an employee can lobby too. Sure thing, Mitch. Sure thing. See, you do drink vodka. You says you do drink vodka. Well, you just eat it. Your car was along the same. What I was saying, the joke that I was saying. That's not the same weird. It says that's not the same weirdo. It says good point, Mitch. CEO rules for thee, not for me. It's don't buy into his nonsense. You know it's not the same thing. So do the other departments get mad when they recommend a budget? If you mean I don't know, because I never really know what the budgets are. I just find out like when we were having our meetings and stuff, like, oh yeah, we came in under budget. I'm like, oh cool, great. Like I didn't know what the budget was, but because the thing is, like, a lot of the work that my team does, we don't really control the cost. You know what I mean? But we're able to see like what's costing a lot of money and find ways to build technology around reducing those costs. And so that way we might have to go to Lambdas, we might have to, figure stuff out. Might have to change providers for certain tools. Let's see, he says, you should ask for a raise. Real talk, they see the value in you. Strike while the iron is hot. We're getting there, let's see. Says, be careful, he gets mad when people side with me. I get angry. I get so upset when people side with Mitch.
How dare you?
I'm a knucklehead at times.
That one will stay forever, right? That one is gonna stay forever. I'm a knucklehead at times, okay? It says, so because you eat the vodka, it doesn't count. It's just an edible at that point. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever. Okay, it's not gonna go through. But that one gets a. All right, so we got 8. All right, there's not much we can do in 8 minutes. So we are going to, let me see. Let me see. Oh, how did I miss all of these? All right, so let me see where. All right, says he definitely should. Let's see, not the same. It says facts. It says he wants a.
Do not come.
Are y'all loco? What does loco mean? Is it like a locomotive? What are you talking about, Mitch? What is loco? Loco? What's that? What's that? Let's see. The FinOps when they recommend a budget. Honestly, the FinOps thing is so new at the company. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know how they're doing it yet. If they're recommending a budget or if they're right now if they're in the analysis phase to see what the costs are, and we're seeing how they can cut costs. I mean, what I seen is, so this is one thing that I seen, right? We store a lot of files, and it was supposed to be a limit on how much storage that our customers could have, but we weren't never really enforcing it. So then just recently we started enforcing it, and people had to like delete a bunch of stuff that they didn't need anymore. So I don't know if I don't know like if they share what the recommended budget is. Maybe it's the people at the managerial level who see it. I don't know. I really don't know how they do that. Says, I mean, they won't be able to do certain things they used to do now that they have a budget. Yeah. I really don't know all the details. I'll probably have to meet with them to see like how they manage all of that. Says that's where I'm coming from. He is saving all this money and not. Okay. To be fair, I am not the one who is saving all this money, right? I am the one who's testing the solutions that save all that money and figuring out ways to do it. Like I had built a script the other day, earlier this year, that would build that. It was using the Google Cloud, not Google Cloud. It was using AWS Python library to create S3 task to delete a bunch of files. But I am not the one who's personally saving all the money. I'm just on the team that saves money, and I test all the solutions that we've built to save the money, stuff like that, right? So just want to clear that part up. Says that's why he doesn't need 4 jobs. That is why I don't need 4 jobs. That is why I don't need 4 jobs. Says crazy in Spanish. What? Mitch, don't call me crazy. I'm just saying. Don't call me crazy, Mitch. I'm just saying. Because I get crazy sometimes. I get crazy at times. All right. So I repeat, don't call me crazy.
Oh yeah.
Let me see. You should ask to be part of the FinOps. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I feel Ralph could make more money if he asserts himself. You're not applying yourself, Smokey. If they can't afford a FinOps team, they can break him off a little bit more. We shall see. We shall see. If you have time, it says negotiate like a king. It says if you have time, you should learn some of the FinOps methods at your. Yep. That is in my list of things to do. It says PP&B, programs, planning, and budgeting. It's all about knowing programs, materials as applicable, and salary costs for the team to successfully operate the program. Yep, totally agree with that. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it for today. I'm not gonna go back into Kubernetes Minikube. We have it installed. We're going to probably pick up on it next week, maybe. This Thursday, we're going to add the authentication to the API so that we can build that and push it up to Google Cloud. That way we can do our test, leaving it run to see what the costs are going to be for the month. And we can actually use that one on the live shows instead of having to do it locally. And I can free my computer of some resources because they get serious, all right? But yeah, that is it for today. Appreciate you guys for being here. Let me go and stop our timer because we are done. There we go. And let me get rid of that timer as well. Let me see this. Perfect. Cool. So that is it. So the question of the day is, did you guys have fun? Mitch is going to have some pen, vodka, and salad. Sounds like fun. Sounds like fun. Mitch hit us with a... It says, from the financial side, it's a headache to basically teach senior leaders how to build out their budget for the fiscal year. I can only imagine. Imagine trying to have a family do their budget. Now you're having these leaders who think that the company has endless money do a budget. Whew, tell me about it. All right. But yeah, so did you guys have fun? Did you guys have a good time? Did you have a good time? Let me know.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I had an amazing time. I'm so happy. Like, I'm going to say it again. Last week, we were trying to figure out this Google thing. It took us like almost 2.5 segments. It was so frustrating. This week, because we do it over. I remembered a lot of the things, and that's how you like. I could go and get it certified in Google Cloud Platform, and not know how to do any of this stuff, and my certification is useless. Learn the system, find something to do, find a project, and then use it. And after, now if you need the certification, then go out there and get it, right? But it is so important that you actually have practical application. Learn the identity access management. Learn how to do these deployments. So important to your growth, all right? I can't reiterate it enough. You have to actually put in the reps. You can't just only read about it and learn how to pass a test. You actually have to do it, right? Because if not, you go to apply with all your little certifications, and they're going to look at you and tell you,
do not come.
That's how it's going to be. All right. Let's wrap that up. So the Wealth Building Journey says that he dealt with that for the past 6 weeks. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Let's see. Says, I told Mitch he was doing 2 jobs and he bought a Lambo 6 months later. Shout out to my guy, Mitch. And Maddox says, this was cool. Going to try to make all of these. That's what put in the reps. So many people, I'm telling you, they want to do cloud engineering, cloud computing, cybersecurity, but they just try to pass a test, and that is not the way. That is not the way. You gotta actually put in the reps, right? And that's what I do with the one-on-one coaching. So many different projects that we get started, and it's custom for each person, all right? Like based on what they're trying to learn, we figure out a way to make use of it, all right? It says the more senior leaders making compensation, the more learners helplessness they exhibit. That's messed up. That is messed up. All right, last but not least, you guys know, yesterday's price is not today's price. Today's price is not tomorrow's price because...
One more thing. Price of the brick going up.
The price of the brick is always going up. Wealth Building is a learn help. It's gotcha. Perfect. But yeah, so we're going to be live tomorrow morning. We're going to have candid conversations tomorrow afternoon. We're going to be live again Tuesday for a Q&A. If anybody wants to call in, feel free. I'm here for you to answer, but that's going to be an opportunity to talk to me one-on-one, whether you call in, whether you ask in the chat, because as your card knows, I'm not answering individuals anymore. I'm going to elaborate a lot more on that tomorrow, but it is a waste of time. It is a waste of time answering people individually because you'll write them a book and then you never hear back.
Do not come.
With that being said, this is Tech Coach Ralph. We are out.
Coach Ralph, tough as nails, no disguise. Pushing limits, yeah, he's that kind of guy. At first it's harsh, the rules feel like chains, but trust the process, there's sunshine in the rains. He cracks the whip, but it's all in love. Results shining bright like stars above. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. Days turn to weeks, skills sharp and fast. What once was a struggle now feels like a blast. Step by step, we rise and we glow. With Ralph in our corner, we're ready to show. Singing his praises, can't keep it inside. From hard ass to hero, he's our pride. Tech Coach Ralph, you light the way. Through sweat and tears, you help us play. With every lesson, we find our might. From morning grind to the stars at night. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed. So here's to Ralph, the coach we need in this game of growth. He plants the seed.
In a world full of takers, I'm done playing nice. Gave my heart to the wreckage, but they all roll the dice. Helping hands, they just spit, so I cut the string. Let them drown in the lessons, they don't want the sting. Let them die, let them burn. Watch the fire ignite. Let them go, let them burn. Watch the fire ignite. Let them go, let them learn on their own. You did what you had to, now let it be known. Stop feeling guilty, shine bright on your way. Those who belong will come back one day. Back one day. I've been full of the love and the nurture they seek, but tough love's a crime to the weak and the meek. Flip the switch, now I'm walking away from the grind. I'm paving my path, leave them lost if they're blind. It's not my job to carry, let them stand tall. Let them go, let them burn, watch the fire ignite. Let them go, let them learn on their own. You did what you had to, now let it be known. Stop feeling guilty, shine bright on your way. Those who belong will come back one day. It's my job to carry, let them stand tall. Let them go, let them learn on their own. You did what you had to, now let it be known. Stop feeling guilty, shine bright on your way. Those who belong will come back one day. So walk on by, let them face their own plight. This season's for you, go ahead, claim your life. Oh, 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 oh. Let you learn on their own, on their own. Come back one day. Oh, oh. let them go, let them go, let them learn on their own. You did what you had to, now let it be known. Stop feeling guilty, shine bright on your way. Those who belong will come back one day. Come back one day. Come back one day. No run on the road, on the road. On the road. Go back one day. Go back one day.